4.9 and 5% unemployment. The number's probably 28, 29.
9% rate might result in a cautiously constrictive monetary policy, whereas a 42% rate might result in the purge.
John Oliver just dropped a nuclear bomb on Trump, but it wasn't a long rant or a detailed expose. Nope, it was just one word. That's right, folks, one little word. From Oliver, and Trump's throwing a hissy fit like a toddler who just found out there are no more juice boxes. What could this magical word be? And why has it got Trump's tidy-wheeze in such a twist? Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. All right, fall folks, it's time to reveal the magic word that sent Trump into a tailspin. Drum roll please. The word that's got Trump's two in a twist is sad. Yep, you heard that right, just one little word, and our former president is losing his marbles faster than he loses lawsuits. So picture this: John Oliver, the king of zingers, is doing his thing on Last Week Tonight. The audience is on the edge of their seats wondering what verbal grenade he's going to lob at Trump this time, and then boom, Oliver drops the S-bomb. No, not that ESB bomb. He just says sad.
Trump has made it clear that reality is not important to him. Think about it. Donald Trump lies is clearly not a fresh observation. Liberals are probably thinking, wow, hot take there, Johnny.
Now you might be thinking, what's the big deal? It's just a word, but oh boy did it pack a punch. You see, sad isn't just any old word to Trump. It's his favorite Twitter word, the one he uses to describe everything from fake news to his friends, and now Oliver's turned it against him. It's like stealing a toddler's favorite toy and watching them have a meltdown. Trump's reaction, well, let's just say it was anything but presidential at 3 a.m. While most of us were dreaming about world peace or tacos, Trump was having a toilet tweet storm that would make a sailor blush. It was like watching a human version of autocorrect gone wrong, but with more capital letters and exclamation points. First he tweeted John Oliver, more like John Loser, sad, real, creative there, Donnie. Then came the classic fake comedy show run by failed British nobody. America first, because nothing says America first like tweeting about a British comedian at 3 a.m. But wait, there's more. As Trump's tweets got crazier, we all grabbed our popcorn and settled in for the
show. He went on a
rant about how he's the least sad president ever and how his hands are definitely not small. Nobody mentioned your hands, Trump, but thanks for the reminder.
He's exaggerated the size of his inauguration crowd. He said the election was marred by mass voter fraud with no real proof of that. We have a president capable of standing in the rain and saying it was a sunny...
And just when we thought it couldn't get any better, Trump decided to hold an impromptu press conference. Picture this: our former president looking like a human Cheeto Puff standing behind a podium and declaring, "I'm happy, so happy, the happiest. Ask anyone." It was like watching a bad SNL skit, except it was real life. But the chair on top of this comedy Sunday, Melania's reaction while Trump was having his meltdown. She was spotted shopping for her How to Divorce a President for Dummy books. Okay, we made that last part up, but you got to admit it's not hard to imagine. So there you have it, folks, one little word, and Trump's whole world comes crashing down like a house of cards in a tornado. It just goes to show sometimes the smallest pebble can cause the biggest avalanche, especially when that pebble is aimed at an ego as fragile as a soap bubble.
He also falsely claimed that compared to Muslims, it was almost impossible for Christian refugees from Syria to get into the US.
The rain should have scared him away, but God looked down and he said, "We're not going to let it rain on your speech."
No, he didn't. First.
Thought Trump's Twitter meltdown was wild. Oh boy, you ain't seen nothing yet, our favorite orange turd decided tweeting wasn't enough to defend his fragile ego. Nope, he had to go full-on presidential and call a press conference, because nothing says "I'm not sad" like gathering a bunch of reporters to tell them how not sad you are. So picture this: a room full of journalists all wondering if Trump might actually address some real issues for once, maybe talk about the economy or healthcare, or even just explain what cuff means. But nah, Donnie Diapers had other plans. He spent a solid 45 minutes ranting about John Oliver. That's right, folks, the leader of the free world used his time to whine about a British comedian. The poor teleprompter guy gave up after 5 minutes and just started playing Candy Crush on his phone. Now, let's dive into the highlight reel of Trump's tantrum, shall we? First off, he called Oliver unfunny coming from a guy whose idea of humor is mocking disabled reporters. That's rich. Then he hit Oliver with the ultimate insult, British gas. How dare Oliver be born in a different country? The horror, but the coup de grace.
Even lied about the weather during his inauguration.
It was almost raining.
Trump's lying is obviously nothing new. He has a well-documented 40-year history of bullshit.
Trump called him John, not Johnny, or John, or even J-Dog. Just John. Truly a verbal smackdown for the ages. Meanwhile, as Trump was having his very public meltdown, where was Melania? Some say she was busy redecorating the White House with "I don't really care, do you throw pillows?" Others claimed she was out shopping for industrial-strength earplugs, but my personal theory, she was Googling how to divorce a president without losing my green card. Hey, girls got to have options, right? But here's where things get really juicy. Remember how I mentioned Trump's tweets might be predicting the future? Well, hold on to your mega hats, folks, because this is where it gets weird. As Trump's presser was winding down, he started spouting off random words. CF bigly huge. The press corps was baffled. Was this some kind of secret code, a stroke, or maybe just the result of too many Diet Cokes? Turns out it was none of the above. A keen-eyed reporter noticed something bizarre. Every nonsense word Trump blurted out matched perfectly with his old tweets. It was like he was reciting his greatest hits, but in reverse. And here's the kicker. When you put all these words together, they spell out a message. What does it say? Well, I could tell you, but then I'd have to kill you. Just kidding, I'm not Trump. I don't threaten people for knowing things. As the press conference ended, we were all left wondering, is this real life or just fantasy? Are we caught in a landslide with no escape from reality? Or sorry, couldn't resist a little queen there.
You hear 4.9 and 5% unemployment. The number's probably 28, 29.
9% rate might result in a cautiously constrictive monetary policy, whereas a 42% rate might result in the purge.
But seriously, folks, if Trump's tweets are actually some kind of predictive text algorithm gone wrong, what does that mean for the future? Will we soon see headlines like Trump declares war on Greenland, claims it's too green, or maybe president bans all stairs, installs gold-plated escalators nationwide? One thing's for sure, this whole saga proves that sometimes the smallest pebble can cause the biggest avalanche, especially when that pebble is aimed at an ego as fragile as a soap bubble in a hurricane. So the next time you're feeling down, just remember, at least you're not so insecure that a single word from a late-night comedian can send you into a nationwide tailspin. As we wrap up this comedy of errors, let's take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of it all. A former president, supposedly one of the most powerful men in the world, completely derailed by a single word from a late-night comedian. It's like a badly written political satire, except it's our reality. God bless America, right? But don't worry, folks, this isn't the end of the Trump circus. Oh no, there's plenty more where that came from. In fact, rumor has it that our next video is going to be a doozy. We've got Trump goes mad after Michelle Obama delivers knockout blow to Trump, and must-see smackdown coming up because apparently the Obamas are still living rent-free in Trump's head. So grab your popcorn, settle in, and get ready for another round of America's Got Tantrums starring the one and only Donald J. Trump, because in the world of politics, the show must go on, even if it's more of a clown show than a presidential one. Remember, folks, sometimes less is more, and less you read Trump's ego than more is never enough. Stay tuned, stay sane, and for the love of all that's holy, don't take political advice from reality TV stars. This has been your daily dose of Trump-induced chaos. Good night, and good luck.
Hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. If you stuck around the end, drop a blue heart in this comment. And until next time, I will see you soon.